Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. I hope that your breaks are still going well and that you're all staying healthy and enjoying time with the family. Thanks again for joining me for the bar class. I hope you enjoyed this stretching class that I've compiled. Later I'll also give a strengthening class. So let's get into it. So starting in contemporary second, let's warm up our head a bit. Feet about hip width apart. We're looking to one side and the other. One side and the other. Now do a good head roll, one side. One more time. And reverse. Always important to warm up your head and neck. Being mindful when you put your head back to not crunch the back of your neck. Pulling your head gently to one side and now the other towards your shoulder. Roll those shoulders back. Big deep plie. One more. And reverse. Now let's do some isolations to one side, the other side, one side, the other side, one side, the other side. Last time. Hold, 3, 4, and hold again to the other side. Good. Reach over. Do a good deep side bend here. Not letting your belly hang out, keeping a good vertical position. Flat back. Stretching out those hamstrings. All the way down. Stretching the hamstrings even deeper. Grab that leg. Now in the center, high cat. Center. Let your head hang. Grab your elbows if you feel. Bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. Rolling up. Good. Other side. Reaching over, keeping the neck long, tall back. Stretching that side and flat back. Keeping legs still in a contemporary second. Now stretching all the way down. Good. In the center. If you feel you need to stretch a bit more, put your hands behind your bum. Bend and stretch, rolling up. Now let's go to our first side. Keeping legs both parallel, swizzle over. Doing a hamstring stretch, watching that your bum's not swaying from one side or the other side, keeping the hips nice and square, feeling that deep pull underneath your hamstring, good stretch. Trying to keep the back as long as possible. Feeling a better stretch that way. Flexing your front foot. Good. And now releve back leg. Good. Releve back foot. Again, releve back foot. Releve back foot. Take a deep plie in your back foot. Still in releve. Popping that arch. Heel down. Taking a deep lunge. Now you want to make sure in this lunge that your knee is over your foot. Not too far over. In good alignment with your foot and parallel. Not wavering in or out. Keeping the hips square, not opening them up. Good. Putting the knee down. Knee is still over foot at this point. You don't want to be too far back either. Keeping the hip down and square. This should be stretching your hip flexor as well. Now placing both hands on the floor. The hand that's nearest to your leg is going to go up towards the ceiling and you're going to twist. Good twist, good. Knee still over heel, hips still square. And switch the arms. So the same arm as the back leg is going up now towards the ceiling. Looking towards your hand. Down. Sitting your hips back towards your heel. Making sure those hips are nice and square. Flex your foot for a better stretch, keeping the knees straight. And try to keep your back as long as you can. Straight knee. Sitting back on your heel for a deeper stretch as well. And fold over your leg. Hold. If this hurts your knee too much, just stay not sitting on your heel. And point your foot. Now we're going to come back up and we're going to go into a pigeon. So keeping that hip facing down, back leg parallel, straight behind you, not wandering off to the side, either side, tall back. Looking forward, taking a deeper stretch over your leg. If this is too much, bend the leg a little closer to your body, heel a little closer, but for a deeper stretch, keep it about a 90-degree angle in front of you, and just relax over your legs, stretch it out, keeping both hips down, and stretching all the way back, also keeping your neck and head supported. Don't want to crunch that head back. Looking straight up. Bend your back leg, showing you a different angle. Bending both legs in a double stag. Lean all the way back on the floor and just relax. Placing your head wherever is comfortable, looking to your hand, the ceiling. For a deeper stretch, put your front leg that you just had out over your knee and bring your back heel closer to your bum. It's a good quad stretch. If it's too tight on your knee, keep a double stag. But if this is available, go for it. Now back into our lunge. We're going to slide into a split, keeping both legs parallel, hips square. If you're not all the way down, that's okay. Just keeping your hips square, both legs parallel. Or taking a jazz split as well. Again, keeping both hips square. Coming up, let's flip onto the other side. Again, keeping those hips nice and square, legs parallel, knees stretched, both heels down at this point. Flexing the front foot. Keeping that front foot flexed up towards the ceiling. Bring it down, heel lift in the back and down. Heel lift, demi-point, down. Heel lift, demi-point, down. Last time, popping the arch, forced arch. And down. Taking a good lunge on the other side, hips square, both legs facing front, parallel, keeping a good stretch, good, hips down, and bringing your back knee to the floor, still keeping your knee over your foot, back leg parallel, stretching out those hip flexors and those hamstrings. Good. Same arm as leg, going towards the ceiling, reaching, looking towards that hand, opening the chest. And other arm. We're going to rock back again, flexing, keeping the front foot down, or flexing it straight up to the ceiling for a better stretch. Good. Flopping over your leg. Stretching out that hamstring again. On the other side, keeping the hips facing forward, nice and square. Taking a deeper stretch, sitting on your foot, if that's available. Point the toe. Coming to pigeon on the other side. Bringing the foot in. If it's too deep a stretch, to keep the leg out. For a better stretch, to keep the leg closer to 90 degrees in front of your body as you stretch over. So depending on the person, either keeping the foot closer or further away. And coming up, stretching back, keeping mindful of that head and neck again, never wanting to crunch your head back, hurting those vertebrae, those very important vertebrae on your back, on your neck, the back of your neck. Bending the back leg into a double stag, laying there like before, and taking that same quadricep stretch that we did on the other side, if it's available and if it doesn't hurt your knee. Our other side for our splits. Keeping both legs parallel once again, hip down and square, facing front. Or taking a jazz split, bending the back leg, either one, folding over your front leg, keeping that hip. Good. Coming up and stretching back. Again, not crunching that back neck. Looking straight up. Good. Now, as some of you are in the stretching class, we're going to do the fascia dance. So keeping your back straight, your feet flexed up to the ceiling as far down as you can go with your back straight, your lower lumbar spine. You're going to shimmy your legs and your hips back and forth, back and forth. You'll feel some tingling probably. And just letting your upper body relax onto your legs, still dancing about. Keeping that lumbar spine as straight and flat as you can. Turning the feet out and in. Opening your legs a little more so you can turn in your feet a little bit more. Now we're going to take our right leg, cross it over our left. Make sure both sit bones are going straight down to the floor. Crossing over our legs, stretching out that back, that opposition stretch. Stretching out that hip as well. Toe back, toe back. If it's available to you as well. Bring the bottom leg in towards your bum. What you don't want to do is you don't want to lift your hips up on either side, keeping both pelvis bones down, both sit bones down. Do a little counter. Now coming to a seated stretch. Want to have both sit bones facing down. Stretching over your leg, both legs, as long as you can make your back, and eventually flopping your head over. Stretching out those seat muscles. Good. Let's do the same on the other side. Doing that opposition stretch for your back, for your hip, for your bum. Bring that foot in closer if it's available. Stretching. Using your leg to counter your stretch. Don't lift your sit bones, keeping both rooted into the floor. Bringing your bottom leg out to about 90 degrees. Doing that same seated stretch. Heel stacked over knee, knee stacked over heel, stretching forward. Still breathing, feeding our muscles. Relax. Coming into froggy with both knees facing out. We are keeping our knees facing out on both sides, straight next to us. Feet not touching at 90 degrees. This will help your splits. If you're not all the way down, that's fine. Now stretching one knee out, straight next to you. Stretching that leg. Relaxing, hips into the floor. Bringing it back in. Other side. Doing this stretch every day will help you get to your splits without actually forcing a split if you don't have it yet. It'll just ease you into it, keeping both knees to the front, not down, not up. We're trying to open those hips. This is how I ended up getting my middle splits. I just did this every day, watching TV. I was a young dancer. Get out. Do some crossbody with arms. Letting your ear be heavy on one side, ear be heavy on the other side. Stretching out that tricep. Looking straight in front. Other side, crossbody. Another side tricep. Good. Thank you so much for joining me on this stretch. Remember to stretch every day. Stretching is very important for the longevity of our dance careers. Feel free to use this before bed, when you wake up, at least once a day. And remember to strengthen those muscles as well.